What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fattie coming at you with Modern Frontiersman Training Group. And today we're going to be going over fundamentals that you need to be training on to be proficient as a prepared citizen. And since we are talking about training with weapons, we're going to go ahead and go over the 4 safety rules for handling a firearm. Say them with me, class. Treat every firearm as if it's loaded. Always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Be aware of your target and what's behind it. For the YouTube AI overlords that are watching, the weapons that you see in front of you are clear, nor are we selling or hawking any of this. We're just using these for demonstration purposes. The chances are, if you're watching this video, you should already know the fundamentals of using a firearm and some of the other stuff that we're going to be talking about. But just in case you don't and you're new here, we're going to go ahead and talk about it. The saying is that it takes 10,000 hours to get proficient, to be a master at whatever it is you're doing. And training with one of these is no different. How are high-speed operators some of the best guys out there? Because they're doing this training repetitively, getting in their reps and sets over and over and over until it becomes second nature to them. And that's something that you need to be doing too. The best and freest way to train is going to be dry fire, getting those reps and sets in. What I like to do is in the morning when I'm getting dressed, I'll clear my pistol and then I'll just practice 12 to 24 times every morning. I will pull my pistol from the holster, come up, find the dot, holster it, start all over again. If you want to get good, you gotta dry fire. Also, you're not just going to be great and fast right off the rip. It feels corny and it looks corny, but getting that up and pressing out over and over, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, just over and over and over, and eventually you're going to get fast enough that you can pull it out, be where you need to be, and see the dot every time. This is invaluable. I don't have any of the laser training equipment yet. However, we will have a link down in the description to MANTIS. Get you a MANTIS system for your pistol and your rifle, either or, and just use that over and over to practice just getting that fundamental down, keeping your booger picker off the trigger until you're ready to shoot, get those reps and sets down. So then when you do get out to the flat range, or you do get out to wherever it is you're practicing, actually training with live fire, it's already going to be locked in, right? Having a proper stance is helpful. You see a lot of guys that'll do this bend over thing when they're shooting, or they'll have their rifle bent over, and that does not help you maintain your center of gravity and help with the recoil control. You want one foot slightly in front of you, staying squared up with your body, so that whenever you're shooting, that recoil is managed. There's hardly any recoil with a 5.56 anyways, but having proper techniques is vital. In addition to your stance, you also need to have the proper grip whenever you're holding your pistol, and the proper grip whenever you're using your rifle. Some people like to C-clamp their rail like this, which is how I like to do it. Some people will be holding it out here. Some people are going to be holding it back here. Whatever works for you, you need to figure that out and just train over and over and over, reps and sets. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at your stance and your grip, your sight alignment. Trigger control is important. You don't want to just be yanking on that trigger, because as you yank it, you're going to be moving whatever the firearm is. You will be moving it if you're yanking it. You want to make sure that you're having smooth trigger pulls. You also want to make sure that you have follow through. That also might not be something that you're able to do in a high stress situation. You're in a firefight. When you're in a firefight, a lot of times it's going to be suppressing more than anything. Another important thing for you to be practicing is going to be your mag reload with both your EDC and your rifle. And remember, when you're practicing that, unless you just can't help it, you want to be retaining your magazines. You are your own resupply. We're not a part of Big Army. They're not going to just issue us more equipment. If possible, you need to retain that magazine, put it in a pouch so that you're able to reload it later on and reuse it. If you have to drop it on the ground, do your best to get back to that magazine and pick it up. Maybe you're not able to retain it in the middle of a high stress firefight, but if you can, do so. If this happens, you should be with a team anyways, covering concealment, let them know you're reloading, do your best to retain that mag, get back up, continue the fight. Another important fundamental that you've got to get yourself into the habit of is stop, look, listen, smell. As you're moving through the woods, as you're moving through whatever the environment is that you're moving through, you need to randomly, but at least semi-regularly, be stopping, looking, listening, and smelling to see what's going on. If you're in the woods, you're going to hear the wildlife. Whenever you stop hearing that, that's an indicator, right? Depending on the situation, let's say it's a Red Dawn situation and enemies from a foreign country drop in, they eat different than we do. They're going to smell different than we do. Maybe they're smoking. Do you smell cigarette smoke? Do you smell campfires? Do you smell where someone just went to the bathroom in the woods and didn't properly dig a poop hole to hide that? These are things you need to be paying attention to. This is something that you can train with on your own and with your group. Another thing that you need to be training on is how you're going to be moving through that environment. And this is also something that you can do by yourself, but you also need to do it with your group. Are y'all going to be moving in a ranger file? Are you going to be moving in a wedge? How are you guys going to be moving? The spacing that you have between each other, how fast you're going, how slow you're going. You need to be taking your foot heel to toe, slow like, feeling for those twigs and sticks that you could be breaking and making sound. It is important that you get these fundamentals down so that when the time comes, it's all second nature and you don't have to think about it, you're just doing it. I'm sure there's some fundamentals that go along with this that I didn't touch on, that I forgot about. If you can think of any, let us know down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Share these videos out to like-minded individuals. Let's get the message going. We appreciate you joining us on Modern Frontiersman Training Group. Until next time, guys, stay ready.